Hi, guys. I hope you are doing well. I hope you had a good week and a good weekend and that you're ready to go again. So, let's look at what you need to do today and get started. So, last week you finished week one, Reader's Workshop. If for whatever reason you didn't turn that in, it is late, but you need to go ahead and get that in now. So let's open up the assignment for today. You'll see that three separate things were uploaded at the same time. The directions for Reader's Workshop Week 2, Rhetorical Analysis TED Talk Part 1, and your attendance for the day. So we know we want to take your attendance first. So you're going to go ahead and click on your attendance, open it up. You're going to complete the form, hit submit, and then also hit turn in on this assignment as a whole. So that way we make sure you get counted present. So attendance for today, you're going to go ahead and enter that. The next thing to open up is today's lesson, which is Rhetorical Analysis TED Talk Part 1. So just as a reminder of what we did last week, you took notes on Wednesday and Thursday over what rhetorical devices are. So the three big appeals: ethos, pathos, and logos, and then also about 9 different rhetorical or persuasive techniques. And you just took notes. That was the only task. Today, we are going to start using those notes, and you're going to show how you can apply them to a TED Talk. So let's open up the assignment, Rhetorical Analysis. Number 1, take your attendance. You did it. If you didn't, pause my face right now and go take attendance. Number 2, view video lesson. That is what you are doing. Number 3, as a reminder, Reader's Workshop Week 2 is due this Friday. So you have a whole week to read the next section of your book. Now, Reader's Workshop takes place over 4 weeks, which means that by the end of this week, you should be halfway done with your book. So get half of your book done and then complete Reader's Workshop Week 2. That was uploaded to you as well, so you can see that right now. And when we click on it, we can go through it real quick and look at it. So due Friday at 7 p.m. Please don't forget to highlight your answers. You're going to repeat over here the title of the book and the author. And then we're doing a cause and effect organizer, but you're going to need to read the directions really carefully. Make a list of 4 events so far in the story. So your list of events will be here: 1, 2, 3, and 4. What caused each event? So what was the cause of each of these big events? And it might be common sense. So if 2 characters get married, the cause of the event is that they're in love, right? So it could be something that's really obvious, or it could be something that's not so obvious. When you read my examples, you'll see that I chose the Hunger Games as examples. And so you'll be able to get an idea of what that looks like. If you're reading the Hunger Games, just don't use that one example that I've given you. And then the third question: what might be the effect of each event? Think abstractly. Go beyond plot prediction. What might the author be setting up to teach us? So here is the prediction of how this event is going to shape the story or shape the characters. So it's going to take you a little bit of thinking to figure out how you're going to take events and then figure out how in the future that might shape some characters or it might shape the story. So even though this is a cause and effect organizer, it's not just cause, effect. It's what was the event, what caused it, and then what might the effect be later on to the characters or to the story on a teaching level. What does it teach the reader? And you're going to do that 4 times. And then when you get to the second page, your assignment is to write a letter to the character in the book. This could be a note passed to them, an email sent from jail, a love letter in a journal, a pen pal, a letter to themselves. There are endless opportunities. It really is wide open. Include your reaction to events in the book, your feelings about characters' choices, and what you think the character should do now. You can write a letter between two characters, where instead of you writing to one, you are pretending to be one character writing to another. I think that's fine too. Now you're going to write one full page, no more, no less. And it's going to be in a normal size font. So font size 12, we're not double spacing. You are writing a full letter, font size 12. Actually, you can double space. I take that back. You may double space. Font size 12, I don't want to see it, be font 20. And you want to take up this whole space. You will erase these lines because if you try to type on them, it'll just push them further and further down. So whenever you get this assignment, erase these lines and then you are going to write your letter. Now, your letter should take up the full page and it should end here. So you want a full page of a letter. Some of you are still struggling to figure out how to format when you're writing inside of a graphic organizer. Let's say that you are typing. Let me go down a line. Let's say that you're typing and then it takes up more space. Well, you'll be able to delete and then it still takes up the same amount of space as it did before. So you want to try to figure out, and it's not difficult, you just have to spend 1 or 2 more minutes on the document. You want to try to figure out how to not make this graphic organizer go on to the second page. And if it does, that's okay, but not too far. And then how to make this one letter take up one whole page. So do your best to format it and to make it look like it fits and like it's normal. It won't take you very long, but some of you, your formatting is really off. So try to make it look cohesive, like it belongs together. Don't forget to highlight your answers that are in the graphic organizer and then also highlight your letter. So you're going to highlight that too. I got to move my face back down because it bothers me when it's right in my line of sight. Okay. So that's Readers Workshop Week 2, and that's going to be due Friday at 7 p.m. So we're going to go back to the assignment for today, which was Rhetorical Analysis TED Talk Part 1. We talked about Step 3, which was Readers Workshop Week 2. And now we're going to talk about the Rhetorical Analysis TED Talk Part 1. We're going to use those notes that you wrote down last class period, and you're going to watch the TED Talk called How to Spot a Liar. I was looking for one that I thought you guys would find interesting, and I think you will. So you can just open it up right here. And you see our TED Talk with Pamela Meyer.
But it's just come to my attention that the person...
So you hit play and you can hear her, which is great. This is an 18-minute TED Talk. You're going to listen to the whole thing. If you prefer to read along with the transcript, feel free to. Just hit transcript at the bottom of the video. And then you have her whole transcript, and that can be helpful to follow. So what you're going to do with this TED Talk is you're going to look at the way that she presents her argument. So she's arguing that there are ways that you can very clearly spot people who are lying. So let's look at the graphic organizer that you're going to be using to analyze this TED Talk. So this is your graphic organizer. It is 2 pages, but you'll notice that we see in blue right here, Day 1, after viewing the TED Talk, complete the argument, the counter-argument, and soapstone. And I'll walk you through that in a minute. And then Day 2 is a different page. It's the second page, and it's clearly meant for a different day. So today, your only task is to complete what is on this first page underneath Day 1. It's just a little bit. It's not a lot. And then the next video lesson, I'll pop back up and we will talk about how you're going to complete Day 2. The directions are on there. You're free to keep going, but you don't have to because we're going to talk about it in our second lesson of this week. So let's go back. Complete the first page of the graphic organizer, part 1 only. We will finish discussing this assignment, part 2, during our next video lesson. You may work ahead if you wish, but the whole assignment will not be due this week. So if you want to work ahead, that's fine, but I'm not even going to have this whole 2-page assignment due this week because I want to make sure you have plenty of time to work on Reader's Workshop. So your only assignment for today is to watch the TED Talk and complete this first page of the graphic organizer and then pause. Don't turn it in because you're not done with it. And then go ahead and get back to reading your novel for Reader's Workshop or your nonfiction work, whatever it is. Go ahead and go back to reading that and working on week 2. So let's look at what I'm asking you to do. Don't forget to highlight your answers as you're going through. You're going to write the TED Talk, the title of it, the presenter's name, and then it's asking for you to narrow down her whole speech into 4 points. What are 4 main points that she makes in her speech? And this is not something that you can find by just watching the first few minutes. You need to watch the whole TED Talk and then say, okay, if I had to narrow this down to 4 points, what are the 4 main things that I think that she's saying? And so you will write those 4 things here. If you need to add an extra one, you can, but you can't take away any. Now, then you have your counter argument. So in any good presentation, you have a counter argument that's addressed. How might people disagree with the speaker? She might bring this up in her presentation, and if she does bring up the counter arguments, how people might disagree, then you're going to write down what she says here 4 different times. So 4 different ways that someone could disagree with her. If she does not directly state what the counter argument could be, so how people might disagree with her, then you get to make the counter argument. What are 4 different ways that you think that someone could disagree with her, that someone could bring up, well, these facts aren't true because of this, this, and this. And they can be general. You don't need to look anything up. Just how do you think that someone might argue with her? So you have those 2 options. Points that counter the speaker's position, either made by the speaker herself, she'll bring it up, or by you, the viewer. How could people disagree with that argument? And then below, you're going to complete a really quick soapstone. Soapstone is just an acronym to help you break down an argument. So S stands for speaker, who is talking, and how are he or she qualified. This asks 2 questions, so you need 2 answers right here. They can be very, very short sentences. Number 2 is O, occasion. Where are they presenting? A political rally, a conference, a TED Talk? Obviously, this one's a TED Talk. The A stands for audience. Who is the best audience for this message? The answer to that is not whoever's watching the TED Talk. Who do you think would tune into this TED Talk after they read the title? What kind of a person do you think would be interested in watching this TED Talk? That is the audience. P is purpose. Why does he or she want to present the message? What's the goal? That's 2 questions. You need 2 answers. And yes, there should be a question mark after goal. S is for subject, which is what is the topic about? That's really broad. And then finally is tone. What is the author's attitude? You should use a tone word. You can find those in your tone and mood notes. So you're going to complete soapstone. They can be in really short sentences, but it should be more than a 1-word answer. So you're going to complete soapstone on this page. Make your font really small if you need to, but you want this whole page to stay on this 1 page. So don't write so much that your page extends onto the second page. So that is your task for today. Don't hit submit because the next time I see you, there will be another quick video lesson over how to complete this 2nd page. And then that will be your assignment for next time. All right, so Reader's Workshop, watch the TED Talk, complete this 1st page. Okay, you guys, I hope you have a really good day and email me if you have any questions. Bye.